It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com from the Yngwie Malmsteen release trilogy that is Liar, featuring Mark Bowles on lead vocal. And just before that, we heard Ron Keel with Speed Demon. And speaking of Speed Demon, here's my good friend, Chris Aiken.
Hello, kiddies.
What's going on, Speed Demon?
Just got home, ready to do the show.
Where have you been?
I was out. I spent a good part of the day with a female friend, and then I spent another half of the day, or another couple hours of the day, with a female mom.
Okay. So you're out there hitting up the chicks.
Yeah, that was it. I was on a chick run this afternoon.
Wow, look at you. You're a man about town.
Yeah, look at me. real fucking partier I am.
You are. Well, at least
I was just getting teased by Stephanie we were texting back and forth a little bit, and I said that I was out partying, and then I said what I was really doing, which was sitting around watching Led Zeppelin DVDs and drinking a couple of Jack and Cokes. And she was like, Jesus, is that really what you call partying now?
I thought you said you were no longer partaking in the Jack and Coke since Mila Kunis is now representing them.
Well, you know what? Until Mila's representing me personally, then, I'll still do it.
All right. Very nice. Well, it's a good way to spend a Saturday afternoon. I don't know about you, but over here in the Chicagoland area, we've been getting bombarded with snow.
No, I think that's our future for Monday is when I think that is scheduled to hit us.
Yeah. I mean, it hasn't been real cold, but it's just been consistently snowing for the last 24 hours. So things are just kind of messed up out there on the roads and whatnot. But it is wintertime, so what can you say about it? It's wintertime. It snows in the winter.
Well, I just hope it doesn't affect my commute on Monday.
And where are you going Monday?
From my bedroom to my couch.
Oh, man. Well, you might want to park a snowblower somewhere in between there so you can, make the trip safely.
I better get up early just in case, right?
Right. Exactly. Well, tonight we've got 3 interviews.
Yes, we do.
Coming up here in about 7 minutes, we're going to be speaking with Ron Keel, who's a big supporter of the Classic Metal Show. He kind of launched his own radio show kind of through the influence of the Classic Metal Show.
So he says, and I'll tell you what, he's been active this afternoon, pumping up that he's coming on the show. So bravo to our good friend Ron.
Right. And Ron, I've known Ron for about, I'm thinking going on 14 years now.
Yeah.
I was introduced to him at Billy Morris's club, The Revolution, by our good friend Jamie St. James.
Sure.
And we've been friends with Ron ever since. And he does his Streets of Rock and Roll on the Classic Metal Show Radio Network.
Yep.
And he's a busy guy. He's got a new CD out called The Metal Cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's kind of gone between the, doing the hard rockin' thing and the country thing. He's sort of... He's like one of the few and the first people ever to do sort of a metal country hybrid thing.
He really does, and he does it well. Did you listen to the new disc?
I just got it. I did not have a chance to listen to it.
I love it. I'm comparing it to like Heartbreak Station in a way. Remember when you first got Heartbreak Station and you expected Cinderella to be all screamy?
Yeah.
And they weren't. And at first it felt a little bit odd, but then when you listen to it the second time, you're like, all right, I really fucking like this groove.
Sure.
That's the exact same feeling I have with this Keel record. I expected it to be a little different than it is. And then when I listened to it the second time, I was like, oh yeah, there's a fucking lot of heart and groove in this record.
Nice. Well, also, we're going to speak with Mark Bowles, who I hung out with, met him for the first time a year ago come April.
Now, this was by your request, man. You said that you wanted to have him on. He's a great guy.
Well, I hung out with him for 2 days. He and Don were touring together. Don was doing a couple solo shows in the Pittsburgh area, and Mark was backing him up on vocal and acoustic guitar, and he also did the background vocals on the last Dokken release, Broken Bones.
Right.
And so I went over and hung out with him for a couple of days and got to know him, and he was just like, yeah, dude, I'd love to come on your show anytime. I was just like, well, when you got something to promote, you're more than welcome to come on. And he's got something to promote. He's got a new CD with his solo band or a solo project that also features Tony McAlpine on lead guitar called Ring of Fire.
Yeah, pretty smoking, actually.
Yeah, and so we're going to talk to Mark Bowles about Ring of Fire.
Sure.
And then we also have some Nashville Pussy on the show, and I'm talking about the band here.
Hey, anytime you can have Pussy on the Classic Metal Show, it's good.
Right.
Any city.
Sure.
From any city.
Right. So they're promoting a new CD as well, which is what?
It's called Up the Dosage.
Okay. And what kind of a message does that send to the kids?
Somehow, from knowing these guys a little bit over the years, I don't think they're trying to give a message to the kids.
They're not trying to send a message?
No, they're not trying to be role models by any means.
They're not trying to be positive people, positive role models, keeping the kids off the drugs.
Let's just say their book will not have the same influence that my book does.
Right. Exactly. All right. Well, that's what's going on here on the Classic Metal Show. We usually would banter, but our good friend Ron is going to call in here in about 5 minutes.
Right.
So I want to play a song from his latest release, his solo release, Metal Cowboy.
All right.
And since you're already familiar with it, I haven't had a chance to listen to it. Sorry, Ron, if you're listening, but I did not get a chance to listen to it. So I'm going to let you pick the song.
I'm going to go with Wild Forever, which is, I think it's the first single, and it's just a cool tune. Got a cool hook to it. It's good stuff.
All right. Well, Ron is going to be on the show here in about 3 minutes, so play something new. Here's Ron Keel from his latest release, Metal Cowboy. This is Wild Forever, exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.